FM. All right, it's Trash Talk Tuesday, right? So let's just go ahead and get this thing out of the way. Let's just go ahead and get this thing out of the way. I told you I was going to take you back to 1931, right? 1931. So in 1931, there was a film about a possessed doctor named Henry Jekyll. Jekyll was a mild-mannered man, but he had a different person living on the inside of him, an evil person named Hyde, right? So Hyde was the person who didn't care about his actions because he just didn't. Like Hyde is that inner person that don't care nothing about nothing. Henry Jekyll was the mild-mannered, always having to cover up for the fact that Hyde would do something, right? Right. So, that got me to thinking, right? That got me to thinking. I watched this movie. Actually, I've watched it twice. I watched the real movie, and then I think I watched a parody of it, a spoof, you might add. So, I've watched this, right? So, on Sunday, right? On Sunday, I'm watching the game. Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles down in Jerry's World. I'm watching the game, right? And as I'm watching the game, once the game was over, I said to myself, and that was interesting. Now, where have I seen this before? I remember Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And when I'm talking about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I'm talking about Dak, who is Dr. Jekyll, and Dakota, who is Mr. Hyde. Now, listen, you know, if anybody know, Dakota is Dak Prescott's real name. And if you followed Sports Talk with Big Sarge, if you've been following Big Sarge since football season has started, you already know that when I call him Dakota, that means he messing up. And when I call him Dak, that means he's doing good. So that's what I'm saying. It got me to thinking. So Dak is Dr. Jekyll, and Dakota is Mr. Hyde. Follow me, I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Y'all just hold on for a second. So, for 3 quarters in the game on Sunday versus the Eagles, Dakota, a.k.a. Mr. Hyde, had suited up and was wearing number 4 for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Through 3 quarters of that game, Dakota, a.k.a. Mr. Hyde, was taking snaps from the center, handing the ball off, throwing passes. I'm saying to myself, bro, wait, hold on. Is that, like, I've been calling you Dak because you're on a 4-game winning streak, but I swear for goodness that this is, like, you're Dakota again, Mr. Hyde. He was terrible. Dakota was terrible. He made 2 bad passes that cost the Cowboys points with interceptions. He overthrew Michael Gallup, and he overthrew Michael Gallup, and he underthrew Amari Cooper 2 times within the red zone. 2 interceptions. 2 bad interceptions. And I'm saying to myself, what are you doing, Dakota? He lost a fumble. So he had 3 turnovers through 3 quarters, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Not only that, how many of y'all remember, I think it was their first, maybe their first or their second scoring drive when they kicked the field goal. He overthrew Cole Beasley, who was open. Like, for that first 3 quarters, Dakota was terrible. That first 3 quarters, honestly, you can say to yourself, what are you doing, bro? Michael Gallup, wide open. You're not getting him the ball. Amari Cooper, you're not getting him the ball. The tight end, oh, you already remember that. That's still fresh to you since 2016. You can hit the check down, or you can hit Zeke coming out the backfield. You can do that, right? So you think about it. A game that should have been a blowout. The Cowboys should have blew the Eagles out. It was only 9-6 after 3 quarters. After 3 quarters, Dak had 212 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 turnovers. And the score was 9-6. after the Cowboys had already been beating the Eagles. Go back and look at the time of possession. Go back and look at total yards. Just go back and look. Dakota was terrible. But then something happened. Dr. Jekyll, a.k.a. Dak Prescott, showed up. I don't know if they had took Hyde to the concussion. Was he in concussion protocol? I don't know if they had him in a tent. I don't know if he had went to the locker room and had to use the bathroom and they just locked the door and never let him out. But come the fourth quarter in overtime, Dr. Jekyll returned. Yeah. Dak came back. He showed up and he showed out. He was unstoppable. In the fourth quarter in overtime, I said to myself, bro, where has this person been? Hey, Dr. Jekyll, can you stop drinking whatever you're drinking on the sideline and turn it into Hyde? We need you to be this way the entire game. Okay, maybe you don't understand what I'm talking about. Hold on. So, in the fourth quarter in overtime, right? Dak went 17 for 20, 243 yards, and 3 touchdowns. There was a 28-yard touchdown pass. There was a 75-yard touchdown pass. There was a 15-yard touchdown pass to win the game to Amari Cooper. Side note, hey, Chucky, since we're talking about evil, fictional characters, hey, Chucky out there in Oakland, John Gruden. Thanks, bro. Like, I really wish you were here. I would drop down to one knee because I feel like you're short in real life. I would drop down to one knee and high five you, bro, and say thank you. Like, you totally turned our season around. Like, yours is going in the toilet, but ours is completely turned around. And I thank you for that, John Gruden. Like, thank you, brother. Because Amari Cooper, since he's been with the Dallas Cowboys the last 6 weeks, is a Pro Bowler this year. I don't care nothing about what Julio Jones doing. I don't care nothing about what Adam Thielen doing in the NFC. I don't care about what they're doing over there with the Rams. Look at what Amari Cooper has done since he's gotten to the Dallas Cowboys. He's only went 5-1, 642 yards for 6 touchdowns. In his last 3 games, he's averaging 157.6 yards a game. Is that not Pro Bowl material? Imagine what he would have done if he'd have been here from day one. Imagine what if Dak would have had him since day one. Don't come for me unless I send for you. Amari Cooper is a Pro Bowler right now. Yes, he is. So, but you know what? Thanks, Chucky. I digress. Dak had one heck of a game, and when it counted, he won the game. And I'm happy about that. Cowboys are on a 5-game winning streak. 5-game winning streak. I don't know if you all know this or not, but there is the team in the NFL right now, the entire NFL, not just the NFC, but the team in the NFL right now with the longest winning streak is America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is what I hope does not happen. I'm going to need you, Dak, Dr. Jekyll, to stay Dr. Jekyll and be good. We don't need to see Hyde anymore. If you stay Dr. Jekyll and start hitting some of these open wide receivers, if you could just hit Gallup more than 3 or 4 times a game, if you can hit Amari Cooper more than you're doing, like accurately, ain't nobody finna stop these Cowboys. I don't care what you say. With the way that top 5 defense is playing, and Dak got the weapons, and not to mention what Zeke is doing, the leading rusher in the NFL. They have the leading rusher in the NFL, one of the hottest wide receivers in the NFL. And if Dak, Dr. Jekyll, can get his stuff together, we ain't gonna never see Mr. Hyde until he's in Florida again with them water guns. Y'all do remember that, right? I'm on a Christian gospel station. I can't say exactly what he was doing with them water guns. Sports Talk with Big Sarge right here on the legendary K-Walk carrying the all-new 92.3 FM. This is Trash Talk Tuesday. When we come back, it's time for the Big Sarge salute and the half right face. Front lean rest position.